So we have here Blackest Night issue 1. As you can see, we have Skeletor on the front cover.
I was actually going to say that joke, and you just stole my joke.
I'm sorry.
That's a creative I am. It's the only skull person I know I could reference. But yeah, Skeletor's on the cover.
Red Skull.
I'm gonna do it. Red Skull.
It's a black and white photo. It's actually Red
No,
Skull.
is he swallowing the rings or is he spitting rings?
He has actually become bulimic. He was feeling so ashamed after the last time he got beaten by the Master of the Universe that he decided that he was too fat to be a supervillain. So.
Spitting jewelry all over the place.
You know,
chicks are just grabbing the diamond rings.
Yeah, that's actually a good way to make money. You know, I wouldn't mind vomiting up a really expensive ring every now and then.
This is how you propose to someone that you love. Spit rings on them.
Well, if you're a polygamist, I mean, that's a lot of wedding rings.
Okay, so let's bust this open and see what we got inside there. So this issue basically opens with this dude Black Hand, and he's grave robbing Bruce Wayne, who's actually put in like an unmarked grave next to his parents, which is what he requested of Alfred. And
no one would ever be able to figure out whose grave that is.
Yeah. So exactly. So this dude digs in the ground. He pulls out Batman's skull, what he believes to be Batman's skull, and he's like talking to it. It's a really creepy scene. He's like talking to it, and at the end of it, he actually licks the skull.
Yeah, I'm not really certain what's going on there. That's definitely not sanitary.
No, John, you lick skulls all the time. Why don't you explain how this is done the proper way to do this?
You know, I just got
why someone would do this.
Well, I got so fed up with the little sticks from Fun Dip, so I figured instead of sticking something into the dip itself, I would pour the dip onto some teeth, you know, for the whole tooth decay irony factor. And it's just a really efficient Fun Dip delivery mechanism.
You're a sick person. I was just joking. You actually do this. So we found something new.
Yeah, don't go in the basement.
Okay. So basically, like, this issue is like there's like this big holiday where everyone like visits all the fallen superheroes' graves,
of which there are tons.
There's like a billion of them.
Yeah, like everybody's dead.
So they're just going over like everyone who died. Who died? Martian Manhunter recently.
Martian Manhunter. Ronnie Raymond's dead. Blue Beetle. Well, everyone at Coast City died too at one point, but I mean they kind of got over that.
Right. So there's some nice panels here showing there's basically all these different monuments and grave sites of people that have died.
Yeah,
and one of them they show is actually for you Aquaman fans out there.
All three of you.
Aquaman's widow,
Mera,
and Aqualad,
Garth,
who's taken over like as the king of Atlantis, I guess.
Yeah. And
they're having like this discussion of Aquaman was buried on the on the land
as requested
by him, right?
Yes.
And then Aqualad's like, well, he belongs in the sea with the fish because he's
he's the leader. He's the king of Atlantis, right?
He belongs in the ocean. So they're having like this discussion, and he wants her to move the body down there, or like her approval.
Yeah. She has an argument against it, saying they tried to kill him because he had blonde hair, and they were going to kill you because you had violet eyes.
And also, he wanted to be there.
Yeah, he wanted to be buried with.
Why can't they bury him in like a pool?
That's kind of
That's like in between.
They could just put him in some quicksand. I mean, you got the best of both worlds.
You find some public pool somewhere in like Queens, and you like bury him underneath that.
Yeah.
Where you could see his body in there.
Yeah. Oh man, with like a glass top and everything.
I'm talking like a watery tomb for him.
You know, that would be a good way to honor him.
Or like some kind of swampland, just throw him in there.
I could see that. Yeah. I mean, it would be kind of stinky, like having to go visit the guy in the middle of like the marsh, but you do what you gotta do, huh?
Okay, and then they show one of the things they show is like 3 floors below the Justice League's meeting room. In case you ever go there and you want to figure out where this is, you know, three floors below the meeting room is a morgue for the villains of the Justice League, where they store the bodies. I guess.
They got Maxwell Lord down there. They got like Dr. Light.
Yeah,
the original Dr. Light. I'm sorry, but I think my favorite part about this though is that when they're showing everybody mourning, they show the rogues. You know, like was it Captain Cold, the new Captain Boomerang, and whatnot. They have their own hidden cemetery.
They're on their own celebration.
And and you can see coming through one of was it Mirror Master's teleports or something? Mm-hmm. They're wheeling in a keg. The rogues know how to celebrate. You got to give them that.
That's how we do it in style.
Just
so yeah, basically like as I was saying, they're showing this morgue and Barry Allen and Hal Jordan are there. Like, I guess Hal Jordan's showing Barry Allen this morgue.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, why are they in vaults? So I was like, it's like, well, there was this villain who's stealing superhuman body parts and harvesting them for reuse. And then Barry Allen, you know, he's been gone for a while. He's like, what the fuck has happened to this world? You know, people are doing this stuff now. He's like, all these people are dead.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to know who else is dead. Tell me who else has passed away. I want to know everything since I've been gone. So the Green Lantern shows like this hologram of all these people are dead. And it's like a fucking million people they show.
Yeah, like it takes up the entire page.
It's two page splash. It's really cool.
Yeah.
But if you look at it and you're like, you know, if you're not like a hardcore comic person, you notice like Batman, Aquaman. You notice like 3 or 4 people out of like 1,000 this show.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, like who the fuck are these people? It's like Darkwing Duck or something is in there. Like,
hey, he's making a comeback. I'm not even kidding. They're doing a new comic
and then,
series.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I have issue 1 signed upstairs.
They should have gone out, throw like Michael Jackson in there and like
you know,
like
he could be hidden there. You know, you never know. You got to look closely.
Michael Jackson might be there. Like Billy Mays could be in there too, because these are people that have died recently.
He's holding up the OxyClean.
So and he's like Barry Allen's like Michael Jackson. Well, shit, he was like the most powerful superhuman.
He saved the planet by moonwalking. Did you ever play that game?
Exactly. So, what happens next? I don't remember.
Well, after they get through all that stuff, there's a not too much in the middle. Then the Atom calls Hawkman, his best friend.
Okay. So Hawkman and Atom are having like this a talk on the phone.
Yeah, and Atom's like, Atom, you don't hear what Atom says, but you get the gist of it is Atom wants to go visit Jean Loring, his ex-wife's grave, to mourn. And Atom is just, and Hawkman's flipping out. Like, you want to visit the grave of the woman who murdered your wife. Who murdered Ralph Dibny's wife and eventually caused Ralph Dibny's death.
Right. He's all pissed off about this.
And he's like, and Adam says, all right, look, Hawkman, just step away from the receiver. I'm going to come through the phone. Hawkman hangs up.
Because he can come through the phone.
Yeah.
You gotta explain it because you don't know.
Okay, Adam can shrink himself down to atomic size and shoot through electrical wires.
Yeah.
He's that's got to be great. You know, I mean, you're fighting like Godzilla.
He'd be like the ultimate pedophile.
Dude,
right,
he could. Oh my gosh, dude! And you said I was horrible.
Whatever, keep going.
All right. So Hawkman hangs up and he either disconnects the phone or just leaves it alone. Hawkgirl's there, and she asks him what's wrong, and the discussion ends up leading to a key fact about Hawkman and Hawkgirl. They've been reincarnated countless times over, and every time they're reincarnated, eventually they confess their love for each other. And now, once things are all lovey-dovey, they die.
Maybe it's time for them to find someone else. Why do they, maybe it's time to explore your options. This relationship always ends in death.
There's two Hawk people. There's 2 of them. That's it. You're not going to find another Hawk person.
Are they actually Hawk people?
They just wear belts.
They have like Hawk body parts that only like they could have sex because like only they are compatible?
No, they just have weird wings made of special metal.
So why can't they just branch out and go, look, we're going to die?
They disappoint their families.
This could be a spin-off issue. DC Comics, you want me to write this? Just let me know. So just continue.
All right. Well, so they have this big discussion, and Hawkman's like, "Look, I know Hawkman remembers all their old lives. Hawkgirl doesn't. Also, one thing to note: Hawkman, Hawkgirl, not Hawkwoman.
She's just a girl.
Yeah,
she doesn't like Hawkwomen. He likes them younger.
Yeah.
So she's a girl.
Back to pedophilia again. Anyway, so they're talking to each other, having this big discussion, and eventually it gets to Hawkman saying, "Look, I'm tired of all this nonsense. Why don't..." And Hawkgirl just stops him and says, "Look, you can tell that she loves him, but she doesn't want to say it. And she's like, I don't want to lose control, because, if I say it, you know what's going to happen."
Does he just not care? Like, he'll like, I just want to be told I'm loved. I don't care if I die.
Well,
I'm so insecure about myself. Just tell me you love me. I'll fucking die, but I just need to know.
Well, it's a funny thing you should mention death, because I think she actually comes out and says it. Well, she was trying to say it, and then Ralph and Sue Dibny show up.
The zombie version.
Yeah, the black.
Basically, what's happening is these black rings are flying around through the galaxy, and they're reviving dead people, and
turning them into a-holes, man.
Turning them into like zombie evil versions of themselves. So the first ones we see are Sue and Ralph. Ralph is the elongated man, who's a ripoff of Mr. Fantastic, who's a ripoff of Dulcim.
Obviously.
And they basically kill the Hawks.
Yeah, it's more brutal than that.
They kill Hawkman, Hawkgirl, Tony Hawk. They kill T-Hawk from Street Fighter.
Yeah, they went after Pidgeotto too.
Yeah, so they kill them, and they put rings on them, and they become
evil.
Black Lanterns.
But the interesting thing to note is that when you see through the eyes of the zombies, and when you do, people radiate different colors based on what they're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
When you can tell that Kendra loves Hawkman. Kendra being Hawkgirl's name. Because when they're looking at her, she radiates soft, cute, lovey-dovey pink light, showing that they love each other, that she loves him.
So it's kind of like a precursor to things to come, like these different lights have different powers and stuff.
And Hawkman is all red and ticked off. He's just in a rage. Keep in mind, the battle starts with the elongated man taking one of their own maces and smacking them in the face with it.
Does he put it through Hawkgirl's chest?
Yeah. No. I think that's Sue Dibney, who has no superpowers besides being dead. Stabs her through with a spear. You think they wouldn't want to hang out with all these weapons that aren't secured.
Yeah, if you're confused, like Sue Dibney and Ralph, they were part of the Justice League.
Yeah, Ralph was a superhero.
They both died for various reasons, and now they're being reincarnated by this Black Lantern power as evil people.
Yeah.
They also show the Guardians, who are like these little
blue dudes,
these midget blue guys who.
Picture the Lollipop Guild if they're
good.
not happy, have no sense of humor, and are very full of themselves.
So if you're familiar with the Green Lantern Corps, they're like the leaders of that, and they kind of like watch over the batteries and shit. And on this planet,
ostensibly immortal,
and they're basically like, what the fuck? What's going on? These black rings are flying around.
Yeah, they show them. They show them looking out over the universe, and throughout all the universe, it looks like Jubilee is putting on a light show. There's red light, green light, 1, 2, 3, whatever. Colors everywhere, just like, oh no, the War of Light started.
It's basically like this prophecy of the Blackest Night. The Green Lantern slogan talks about the Blackest Night, the brightest day.
In Blackest Night.
Blackest Night.
No evil.
So they're saying, oh fuck, the Blackest Night is upon us. We failed. We have to alert the Lanterns. And basically, what happened is one of these guys, these little
blue dudes,
blue guys.
It's a girl, I think.
It's a girl. Goes cannibal.
Yeah.
And fucking, turns on the other guys and bites him in the head.
She bites him in the neck, and it's incredibly gruesome. Like this isn't for little children. And it looks like lemonade is spewing out from the
They have
wound.
yellow blood. I don't know, is it urine or blood? I don't know.
Yeah, and green hearts.
Green hearts. So yeah, one of these guardians, whatever, goes cannibal, just kills one of them. And so everything's just in disarray.
And a horde of rings start attacking, going towards the Green Lantern.
There's some really good art in the next coming pages. One of them shows all the revived, Black Lanterns, all these revived former superhero guys that died.
Yeah, I think these are all. A lot of them are former Green Lanterns.
Yeah, a lot of them are former Green Lanterns, and it's basically like that Black Hand dude goes rise. And one of the people that rises is Martian Manhunter,
John Jones,
who died in the Final Crisis, and shows him, and he's about to attack Hal Jordan and Barry Allen. So that happens.
The Flash and Green Lantern.
And at the end of the issue, basically, it shows like the power of the Black Lanterns, and they're just beating the fuck out of everybody.
Yeah.
And the last panel is Black Hand just sitting there with Batman's skull, and he's like, "Yeah, we're taking over.
We got this."
So that's pretty much it for that issue. I thought it was really cool.
I enjoyed it.
It was a great idea by DC because like they've killed so many guys that you'd be like, let's just have them all come back and.
Well, it's just like, we got this big pile of corpses in the writers' room. I mean, I don't know what we're supposed to do with it.
Yeah.
I mean, they got this idea because they actually went around killing people in New York City, and they just kind of had them piling up, and they're like, if we had a ton of bodies, what were we gonna do?
What the hell are you talking about?
Oh wait, I'm sorry, I was thinking of someone else.
We're not advocating murder.
No, that's awful. Murder's terrible.
That's terrible, sir. So yeah, I guess DC's like, we killed all these guys, let's bring them back and let's have them fight the guys who were alive.
Yeah, and what's interesting?
Sweet.
Well, there are a lot of moments between the dead people and the live people that are just incredibly shocking because they know everything that the other person knew, and they know exactly what to say to elicit a response.
And they also did a great job in these issues, like showing how much they care for certain people.
Yeah,
he's like Hal and Barry love, John Johns. They have such a great admiration for him. They're so sad he's dead, and he's back. He's fighting them now. And it really shows like how fucked up lives a lot of these guys have led, and all the different tragedies that have happened to all of them.
Yeah.
And how they just continue to fight, you know.
Yeah, well,
without fear is like what it's all about.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing is the dead heroes are way more interesting than the dead villains, because the dead villains were jerks to begin with. But when you see, like, Aquaman kicking butt and taking names, and saying the most horrible things to you that only Aquaman would know how to say, it cuts you to the bone.
Exactly. So, I guess that's it for issue 1. Let's move on to
issue 2.
Number 2.